Hey everybody, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? Sorry if I sound weird during this video. I'm a bit sick with a cold, so I'm a bit nasally, but I hope I'm not incoherent at least. Anyways, it's been quite a bit, hasn't it? It's 2024, my last update was like 6-7 months ago. And I think it's time to let you guys know what's going on behind the scenes. As you may have seen, I've been streaming lately, but that's not all I've been doing. I've been working on the pixel art documentary, off-screen, off-stream, and whatnot, slowly chipping away at it. Progress has been extremely slow, but here's the gist of what's gonna happen with it. I'm going back and I'm fixing a lot of the misinformation, and I'm also reformatting the story and cutting out a lot of parts where it's told from my perspective. And I'm also going to be cutting out references to things like pick, references to drama, etc. I essentially want this documentary to be very pure and objective, so I'm not going to rely so much on my own personal experience. And as such, I'm going to be showing my bias a lot less. Something I've experienced for a long time now, I'm not really sure why, is whenever I try to overcompensate and try to be objective, I go out of my way to end up saying bad things about things I like instead of the good things that I remember, and that ended up reflecting poorly on places like Pick. And honestly, that's something I don't want to perpetuate anymore. I want to be more self-aware of that going forward with my content. So hopefully my content will be much more optimistic, if that makes sense. That's part of the reason why I didn't want to make the Roguelance video anymore after I was getting into like the drama and stuff behind it, and I just didn't really want to perpetuate that anymore, so I just gave up on the project. I don't think the project's coming back. It might come back in another form entirely, but something similar is going to happen with the pixel art doc, in that it's going to be a completely different video by the time you see it, probably. I also have plans regarding things like interviews, things like visual evidence and stuff like that. I don't really want to rely so much on word of mouth, and I think that's something that would help a lot of people understand the story of pixel art a lot better. Anyways, the next thing I really want to talk about is the Shiny Lock. For those who don't know, the Shiny Lock was my old Pokemon series on Inclement Emerald I made like almost a year ago at this point, and it's been ages since my last update on it, and I just want to let people know stuff about it before I just condemn it to Project Purgatory. I've since moved devices that I make content on. I used to stream and edit videos from my laptop, which took hours to edit because everything just took ages to render and re-render when you play back and see what you've made with the edits. So it's very slow, but I might be able to go back and fix the Shiny Lock series by sending all the files and appropriate file destinations to my new PC, which can actually render the video much better. But until then, I don't know. I don't know if it's too late for the series. I might just end it there, honestly. Something I wanted to talk about in the third and final episode of the Shiny Lock was my misappropriation of the term Shiny Lock. I spelled it like Nuzlocke, you know how Nuzlocke ends with an K-E. Well, apparently the Shiny Lock term that I was using it in implies that there were true Nuzlocke rules, like permadeath, etc. And I don't really want to give off the impression that I was doing a real Shiny Lock, you know? So if you look back at my videos, there's a good chance you'll see all of the titles have since been changed to Shiny Lock without the E, mainly because I don't want to fool people, but I want to keep the name and the thumbnails somewhat intact. But for that, I'm pretty sorry. I didn't mean to fool people with it. That's another reason why it's been taking so long for me to upload that video, because I was just upset that I might have fooled people into believing I was a better player than I was. But for that reason, it's pretty much in editing purgatory on my laptop until I get around to it, I mean. If you guys really want to see it, please let me know, because I can finish that. I don't know. I don't know if people want it still, because it's just been so long. but I will definitely get that out before I start editing the Pokemon Scarlet Nuzlocke series, because I do want to do that too. It's just going to take quite a while. With that said, speaking of the Pokemon Scarlet Nuzlocks, I have been streaming about last year past fall, basically around December-ish is when I started streaming the Pokemon Scarlet Nuzlocke runs. And I intend to do that throughout this year until I either lose the big run or I get to the DLC, which is what I'm hoping to do. But until then, I'll see you there, at least. And the last thing I want to talk about in this here upload is, this here update is the future of my channel offline. And what that means is I'm going to be taking some future endeavors off stream and offline and stuff, things like getting a job, getting a higher education possibly. I'm not entirely sure about what and where just yet, but there are plans for the future, and hopefully that reflects positively on the channel, because I have a tendency to enjoy creating content much more when I have some structure and schedule in my life and whatnot. And hopefully I can also get some money from my external income sources and like my job and whatnot to pay for editors. That way the content can actually be more consistent and of higher quality. So that could also mean more content, more videos and whatnot, and higher quality videos for everyone to enjoy. So hopefully you guys stick around long enough for that, because it might take a bit for me to get to that point. But with all that said, I wanted to thank you all for sticking through this very, very long period. I know it's like, I know a year without content basically means, oh, dead channel and whatnot, but I really do appreciate all of you for showing up for my streams and for waiting out patiently and being very kind in the comments. I really do appreciate it. And with that, I might see you somewhat soon, working on some streams and whatnot. It's also a bit of a running joke in my community that I want to do a stream of myself recovering from wisdom tooth surgery while, I don't know, playing games or something. But my appointment for wisdom tooth surgery is actually really soon, like January 8th soon. So hopefully you guys will see me then. If it's too much, I'm probably not going to stream it, but that's alright. Just more streams coming somewhat soon. But with that said, once again, I appreciate all of you for watching. I'll see you in the streams, and see you next time. Bye-bye.